So I'm going to show you now how to draft up a sleeve block. So the little bits that you will need are a calculator, a curve, a ruler and a pencil. Now again, I'm drafting in a pen so that you can see, but please use a H pencil. So I've got the diagram and the instructions on the screen. So this is what we're aiming for. So if we go to the instructions, number 1 is A to B. So A to B is what we're working on. So if we look at the image, the top line, A to B is what we're going for. And that is your top arm measurement plus 5 centimetres. So give yourself some room as a border all the way round. So the top arm measurement is what you're going to be starting with. So A and B. So that's number 1 done. We're going straight on to number 2 and C. So if we look back at the diagram, we're looking for C. And C is halfway between A and B. So halfway between A and B. And marking C. So straight on to D. D is half the A to C measurement. So we're looking for the halfway point. And that is going to be D. And then halfway between C and B is E. So we're marking E across there. So we've got all our top line measurements in there. And now we're going to go on to work out the crown depth. So the crown depth is number 5. And that is from A to F. So we're looking at working out A to F. So A to F is the crown depth. So I'm working with a size 10. So the crown depth for me will be 12.5. So I'm going to measure down 12.5. And I'm going to put a little mark there because that is going to be F. So now from number 6, we're going to go on to number 6, and that's F to G. So I'll show you the image. So we're going from F to G, and F to G is the underarm measurement, and that is the length of the arm measurement minus the crown depth, and then square across and mark G on both of the sides. So we're squaring down the rest of the way. So we're drawing down now the arm length minus the crown depth straight down. And now we're going to mark on the bottom G. So the next point that we're going to do is number 8. And so from points C, D and E, we're going to draw a vertical line down to the G line at the bottom. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to square off my G line. So I'm squaring that off, so I'm bringing it across to the other side. And then I'm going to bring down a line from D to the bottom, C to the bottom, and E to the bottom. So you want to make sure that you're getting it nice and straight, and if you've got dot and cross paper like I have, you can line up the points with your ruler if you've got a clear ruler. And then I'm just going to finish off squaring down the B line to the E, G line. So I'm going to square across my F line as well to the other side. So my crown depth is marked up. Now, I'm not sure if I was supposed to do that earlier. Yeah. So square off earlier. It doesn't matter though, it's all fine. So now we're working on the E to H line, and it's a standard size for everybody, and it's 6 centimeters. So I'm going to measure from the E down 6 centimeters and put a mark, and that is going to be H. So just a reminder that I'm working half scale, so it fits on the screen for you to see. So my measurement is a little bit smaller. So the next now point is point 10, and we're working from D straight down to I. So if I just show you the instructions there. So we're on number 10, and it's D to I, which is a standard measurement again. 5.5 centimeters down. So and then you're going to mark in I. So now we're going on to number 11, and you can see there at the bottom we're joining F to I and I to C. So F to I and I to C with a dotted line. So we're drawing in a dotted line because this is just a temporary guide. So F to I and I to C. And then on to number 12, which is to connect C to H and H to F. So I'll show you the diagram so that you can see. So again, dashed line, C to H, and then H to F. I've got my dashed lines drawn in, and now we're on the second page of instructions. So let's have a look what they say. So we're on 13 now. So to shape the sleeve head, find the middle point between the F to I, the I to C, the C to H, and the H to F line. So we'll just take it in stages. So F to I, if you just measure and find the middle point, and when you've found the middle point, just put a marker in there. So I'll put a marker on mine, and then I'm going to go round and do all of them and find my middle point, and I'm just putting a mark in the middle. So I've got my marks across the top. And so now we're working on number 14. So 14, on the middle point of F to I and H to F, measure 1 centimetre down towards the F line as shown in the diagram. So if we have a look in the diagram, we're working on the F to I line and the H to F line. So we're going to measure 1 centimetre down towards the F line. So that's my 1 centimetre there. And then same again on this side. So 1 centimetre down, put in a little mark. So that's that one done. And then 15, we are going to, on the middle point of I to C and C to H, measure 1 centimetre upwards as shown in the diagram. So if we look back at the diagram, we're going to measure 1 centimetre up on both of the top lines. And then number 16, we are going to draw in a curved line to join F to I to C, C to H and H to F, making sure you touch the ends of the 1 centimetre lines that you've just drawn in. So if we go back to the image now, we can see that we're drawing in the curved line now. So I've got my French curve and I'm trying to hit each point to give me a nice curve. So I'm joining all of them up. So F to I and then C to I. Oh, that's a little bit high. So keep moving your curve around or draw them by hand if you prefer to do that. If you haven't got a curve, you can draw them with a straight line. However, if you can attempt a little curve, that would be great. I'm just going to move this around a little bit more. So that's my top line curve drawn in. So now we're working on number 17 and we're going to extend the little finger line. So the finger markings, so as you can see on the diagram, we'll draw these in now. So the D line, that is the little finger line. So if we just write L, F, L, little finger line. The C line, that is your middle finger line. So M, F, L. And then the E to E line is your thumb line. So if we put T, L. So that's the finger lines marked in. And that's the alignment on the sleeve to make sure it's all right. So if we just go back to the instructions, so we're on 17 and we're going to extend the little finger line from the G line down 1.2 centimetres. So we're looking for the little finger line, which is the D line. And at the bottom where the hem is, we're going to extend it down 1.2 centimetres. And this is for the wrist shaping. So we're extending that down 1.2 on the D line. And we're just putting a little marker there. And then 18, we're going to shorten the E line. So if I show you the diagram and read you the instructions. So 18 is shorten the thumb line from the G line 1.2 up. So the thumb line is your E line and we're going to measure up 1.2 centimetres. Now back on to 19, and this is the last part of this block. So we're going to shape the wrist line with a curve touching the lines you have just extended and shortened. So I'll show you the diagram once more. So now we're going to draw curves in along the wrist. So I'm going from, looks a bit long, 1 second, just measure that again. Forgot I was working in half scale. So we're going and measuring from G to D for the D line on the little finger. Drawing in those curves. And then back up the thumb line. So you've got your wrist shape in there. So before you cut out your sleeve for toiling, you need to make sure that you measure your bodice block armhole. So measure your bodice block armhole and the top of this sleeve head, and this measurement needs to be 2 to 3 centimeters bigger than your armhole, because you need the ease to help you get the sleeve in so it sits right and fits right. So make sure that that's done, and then there's your block drafted up and finished.